Hey everyone, Catch 'em All Collectibles here. In today's video, I'm going to remove all my items from eBay. I'm not leaving eBay. I'm just doing a little bit of late spring cleaning, I guess. It's been at least 2 years since I've done a full inventory, and I figured I'd just make a video out of it so you could see, cover a few different topics as far as the bulk listing editor on eBay. Go over a little bit. I've talked about it before, different podcasts, maybe even a standalone video. How I list my items, how I manage my inventory, how I store my inventory. Figured there'd be a few potentially interesting topics here to cover. Anyways, I use the out of stock feature on eBay so that when someone buys a single item, the listing doesn't end. Just search how to enable that. If it's something you want to enable, you can see here a PSA 10 Gem Mint Scream Psyduck. Someone bought it. It's now out of stock. At one point I had 10 or more of those. And what I'd do is I'd list one at a time. If and when it's sold, I'd go back in, I'd check the market quick, see if the price moved at all. If mine sold, if anything, the market might have moved up. So if I needed to increase the price, I would, and then I'd pop up the other one. I'd put in new photos. Cards of that tier, about $200 is my cutoff, maybe $250 and above, I'll use actual photos of the item. $250 and under, I'll use a stock photo, generally speaking. For a while there, I wasn't using stock photos at all, but I did start doing that just because the quantity of some of these cards, I mean, at one point I had more than 50 right here, Sword Shield 50s. I'm not going to do a single photo of every unique card front and back for an item that I have 50 of. So as of right now, I have 0 shown. I know I have more in my inventory somewhere. I just need to dig them up. Cards like, let me see. The CGC 95 Ponyta, right now it's showing quantity 0. When I have a -1 at the end, that generally means that I have one more in my inventory. So since it's a stock photo listing, I don't need to go in and I don't need to change photos. I just need to go in, delete that one, add quantity 1 back, and then see if I'm still happy with the price. Same thing for the PSA 9, Sword Shield 50. When you see a hyphen 75, that doesn't mean I have 75 of them. If I go into this specific listing, the cert of this one ends in 75. So several months ago, I used to do photos of every single card, no stock photos. So at some, like while I'm doing this inventory, I'm pulling everything down and I'm going to list them back up one by one. You can see right here, my description calls this one a stock photo. I have at least one more of these because I had the hyphen. So I need to change the description to stock photo, or the condition description, and then change this to stock photo. And then I need to change this to the format where I do -1 if I have one left. I don't do any hyphen at all if it's my last one. So a little bit of a trick, I guess. If you're going into my eBay store and you see that I have like a -8, -3 here, you probably have a little bit better negotiation footing with me because I have multiple. If I have no hyphen at the end, it means it's likely my last one and I'm just less likely to move on it. If I don't have a replacement for it, if none's in the pipeline at PSA or anything, I'm less likely to move on it. So anyways, yeah, like here's a $34 card where I had -36. If we look at it again, I'm gonna revert this one. I might have 5 or 6 of these. So I'll change this to stock photo when I relist them. But yeah, there's a little intro on like how I list things. I do have a lot, as you can see. I have 1,261 unique listings and I have 1,779 unique items. That's this #1 trophy all the way on down to the cheapest item that you could see was the Metazoo Wilderness cards, the tops ones. And this one alone has 449 items in it. I just made that listing, so I'm going to try and find and omit that one from when I take them all to quantity 0. As I mentioned, you need to use the out of stock feature for this. Main motivation for doing this, my inventory is a mess. My entire office is a mess. I am going to, after I do this, I need to do a few shipments so that everything is accurate. I think I have about 5 or 10 shipments I need to take care of after I delist everything so that no more sales come in. And I'm going to physically remove everything from my inventory location. Everything is going to come out of my office where I store my inventory. You get 2 things. One, some days when I make a sale, it takes me 10 or 15 minutes to find a card. It probably only happens once a week or so, but it's frustrating enough and it's costing me enough time that spending a whole day or maybe 2 or 3 days revamping my whole inventory, reorganizing my whole inventory is well worth it. Second aspect is I have 1,261 listings with 1,797 cards. I have at least 50 to 100 cards somehow interspersed through my inventory. Largely these shoe boxes that I know aren't listed. So they're mixed in with my inventory, but I know I don't have a listing for them. How that happened exactly, sometimes people will buy an item, ask for a refund and cancel, and then I refund them so that I don't deal with a negative feedback down the line. Well, eBay sometimes pops that listing back up and sometimes they don't. So another aspect of doing this full inventory, I want to go through and verify that, hey, I actually have 100 cards that aren't listed. I need to get those all listed and see what those are exactly. This is just recording an intro to this video. I'm gonna pause it and a follow-up will be recorded a few days later. I don't even know what week this is gonna land. I'm recording this on July 6th, the day that I'm pulling my inventory down. You might not see this for a week or two. But yeah, that's everything. I'll take you right through how to edit everything. This might be a feature of a store. So I have the store that costs like 25 bucks a month. If you don't have that, you might not be able to edit this many listings at once. This is actually news to me. You used to be able to edit only 500 listings at a time. So you can see the most listings you can make on one page is 200. And I have 7 pages worth because I have 1,261. But if you go to edit, I can edit selected, which will be the 200 on this page because I click this to select all, but I actually want to edit all 1,261. Again, last time I did this maybe 2 years ago, the max that you could edit at a time was 500. So this is great. I thought I was going to have to do this in a few waves, but right here, perfect. It's sorted. Looks like it's sorted by low to high, same way I had it sorted. I am going to select this one. I just made this listing. I don't want to, I know that these quantities are good. So this inventory is like done already. I'm going to just select this one alone. One of 1,261 are selected, and I'm going to remove the listing. I'm going to remove that listing so that when I go quantity 0 on everything, it doesn't screw up all my inventory on that. This is another thing that as I relist the items one by one, I'm going to ensure that I physically have it, because occasionally I'll sell an item. I'll spend 30 minutes looking for it. And, oh, I forgot I sold that at Collecticon Charlotte. So some need to be removed. The other thing is item specifics are missing. eBay has changed some of their item specifics. Some of my listings are 2 or 3 years old. I really need to adjust the pricing on it. So I'm going to adjust pricing on them. I'm going to add item specifics that are required. Graders required now, PSA. I used to just put in PSA, but now they actually have professional sports authenticator PSA. Maybe I'll show you that quickly on a video too, tacked onto this. But yeah, click on them all. 1,260 of 1,260 selected. Bulk edit. Let me bulk edit this all looks different from last time I did it. Hopefully quantities here. Might be item specifics. Oh, available quantity. It was right there. So you can see you can lower them by a set amount. Say you wanted to just pull one of everything off. Some of my listings have 5 or 10. Some of my listings have just 1, but I'm going to just change them all to 0. And then we'll see if that worked. And then the method by which I will go through and do my inventory. Like this box right here is a PSA 10 first edition Rocket only. I'm going to just literally go through. I'll filter my store for PSA 10 first Rocket. Okay, Dark Golduck, here it is. I have 1. Pop that one back up. Make sure I select the price. Dark Machoke, 1. Dark Muck. We've got 2. So yeah, I'll go through. I'll adjust my titles. I'll quickly make sure I like the prices, like everything else. Looks like we have everything as quantity 0 now. Submit all 1,260. And then we'll verify by looking at my store. You could see that I had, they want me to leave some feedback. I'll leave them 5 stars on everything because, no, I didn't end up filling out the feedback. gonna have to blur my personal email there because it just showed it. So 1,251 listings are now live. 9 listings failed due to errors. So let's see what the errors were. If they're items that were quantity 0 anyways, so it doesn't really even matter. I'm just gonna submit all. They're probably missing required item specifics or something. It's gonna give me all errors. I'm just gonna exit. And then we went from over $500,000 listed to now we have $5,173 listed, 459 items. So my MetaZoo tops is only showing 449, sorry. Must be 10 other stragglers that need to be deleted. So yeah, I'll just delete these. These are decks, these are boxes. I can this is a super old listing. Look at how bad the picture was. I use a black background now. Terrible lighting, white background. This old thing. Yeah, look at this. This is my old description where I talked about this is before eBay was selling or charging sales tax. So I was manually charging 7% sales tax on New York. So yeah, this one can be delisted anyways. As I go through, there's probably 100 or 200 listings with this old description. I'm going to go through. You can see right here, professional grader. It only says PSA. I'll actually show you right now. If I go into revise item, got an alarm going off on my phone. If I go into revise item, yeah, I need to update it to my current description. But right here, it says professional grader, PSA. They actually changed it to professional sports authenticator in parentheses, PSA. I don't do cert number. I don't do every single thing. Graded didn't used to be a thing. So yeah, graded, yes, that needs to be in there. That's why this one failed to be listed. Anyways, I'm not even going to make that revision. I'm just going to delete it. I'm going to delete these 10, 9, 9 selected because one of them is quantity 2. So once I end this, I'm going to verify that that one listing is the only one surviving, and then I will take a break. I'm going to go do a few days worth of work. I'll come back and I'll report back how long it actually takes, but literally one by one, one listing by one listing, I have to go through 1,200 listings. I don't know whether I can do 30 an hour. I'll report back with roughly how quickly I was able to do them. And then I'll probably also report back with like how many listings I found. Follow-up video that I want to do down the line, let me know in the comments below if it interests you. I've had a lot of people ask not only how I store my cards as far as, well, I have had people ask how I store and sort my inventory, and it's all in these. I basically sort by set, and then I'll just write the sets on the front. You can see PSA 10, first rocket there. Sometimes you end up with a ton of scribbles on the back because like I store one thing, they all sell. Months later, I store something else. I'm actually going to get, I think I'm going to put like a dry erase thing here. I know I have a sheet somewhere. I just need to cut and I believe it's sticky on the back. So just cut to size, dry erase, and then use dry erase markers to change what's in there. So that's a little about how I store my inventory, where and about how I broader store my inventory as far as like protection wise. I might do a video down the line on that. Let me know if that'll interest you. I have a pretty interesting setup. I think I've talked about it a little bit on E4. As far as like it's almost like a safe room. It's like a vault of sorts, and I think it would make for a pretty interesting video. I just need to like clean up what's in there to make it so it's presentable, because yeah, that's what this all is about. It's about full inventory, making things presentable, making my sanity manageable as far as like when I go to fulfill an item, knowing exactly where it is. But yeah, I've gone on long enough. I'm going to stop recording now, and I will come back with a follow-up report once I'm done. Just wanted to hop back in quick to show an example of using the bulk editor. And what I have here is my CGC 9.5 Hidden Fates cards. A lot of baby shinies, some of the full art ones. But yeah, I've got the box that's for CGC Hidden Fates cards. I've already done the 9 off screen. I filter my store by CGC 9.5 Hidden Fates, and I have them sorted by set number. So now I just start going through. I did take a quick look. I'm not going to go one for one and check the price lowest list on every one of these cards, but I did get like a general sense. Plus, I see where I have them listed currently. But just to go through, I have one Dartrix here. I'm going to drop the price down a couple bucks because clearly it hasn't sold to date. I know these ones have been up for a few months, haven't sold. So try to stimulate a sale. I did have an 18% off sale over the weekend too. So even at 18% off these prices for a weekend, they didn't sell. Basically just drop each card by a few bucks and see if that can make a sale happen. But I've got a Malamar here. Let me see if I can get to where I have. Okay, so Sudowoodo, I have two of them. So this is where I'll add one. I'll drop the price by a couple bucks. And then because I have a second one, I'm using a stock photo. I will go into the title and I'll do a -1 so that when I see this item in the future, go to quantity 0. If it sells out, I'll know that I have one more. I'll delete this quantity 1. I'll add one quantity in there to get it re-upped. I don't see the prices on these moving. Two Guzzlords. I don't see the prices moving on these like really quickly. If someone were to buy both of them at the list price, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. It wouldn't be a big deal. I probably could just pop up two of them at the same time. Maybe I will. Okay, we just did Guzzlord. Let's do Magnemite next. We've got 295 Magnemites. Just so somebody can come along and buy both if they want to. Maybe they do a big buyout, price spikes overnight. Doesn't feel at risk of happening on this card. But yeah, there you go. Two Magnemites at once. We've got two Altarias. We'll do the same thing for that, just to move this along and get them all listed. Let people buy them if they want them. We got one Garchomp, one Noibat. In cards like this, I've done recent videos on slab optimization. A lot of these 9.5s, I'm quite confident would be 10s at PSA. But when you're talking about a card that's 30, 40, 50 bucks in PSA 10 and it's 20, 25 bucks in CGC 9, it's just really not worth the extra time and effort. I'm not going to wait 2 years for PSA grading to maybe go to $10 again to ultimately get an extra few dollars on one of these cards. We've got one Zygarde. We'll knock a few bucks off. We've got two Buzzwoles. And I mentioned I'm doing this for all 1,000 listings. I've been doing this since I recorded the first section about 3 hours ago. I've gotten through a few hundred cards. I also did some other things. I also got some YouTube videos up. I got some thumbnails made. So it's not like I've only been doing this. I've been talking too much in Discord this morning, like I often do. Shout out to the Pokenomics Discord. It's a good crew there if you want to go and procrastinate work that you should be doing. Definitely a lot of people in there who will help you do that if that's your goal. And then to round it out, we got two of the gold Lunala GXs. With that, I'm just going to pop them both up, and that will end this little segment. I will cut again and come back with a kind of a wrap up to let you know like how many cards I found that weren't listed, how many cards that were, well, I won't even be able to see how many cards were listed that I didn't actually have. I won't really notice those at the end. But anyways, yeah, I'll catch you in the next clip. Had to pop back in for another quick clip. This new bulk item editor is awesome. The eBay has going through, and I have Battle Academy cards in one of these different style holders. But I had these were some of the cards that were very cheap cards that you can see -45. That means that if I went into this picture, the cert would have ended in -45. I have multiple, way too cheap of a card to be changing the photos every time one sells. So you can see here, like this is an example of what it was. PSA graded as shown, see photos for condition. When I do a multi-quantity listing, I change that, and as well as I change for sales the pictured card graded by PSA as shown. Please see all photos and take into account the grade for both card and case condition. I can't say that. I don't want to say that for a stock photo. So what I say instead, PSA graded as shown stock photo, you'll get the same card in the same grade, but not the exact slab shown. That's what I default it to. So I basically have like 4 or 5 different descriptions. I have a PSA stock photo one, and then I have like, this is the one that I use on expensive cards. If you're buying a $3,000 grand party, I want you to know you're going to get the exact one in the photos. If you're buying a $28 PSA 9 Battle Academy Pikachu, I probably need to revise the price down on this one a bunch. Although I did sell 2 apparently. But yeah, like it used to be that you could only find and replace, which was always a pain, but now you can go to bulk edit. You can do item description. And instead of add to, like you used to have these options, add to the beginning, add to the end, find and replace. Those things were bad. If you had, I always had trouble doing the find and replace. I tried doing find and replace and it would replace the center of it and then it would have things on the end. It was a huge mess. Now you can just update the entire description. Last time I tried, and maybe it was years ago, you couldn't do this. So I can go through and I can sort my whole store by, like when I'm done with this whole inventory thing, I can sort my whole store by price and everything under 250. Like I don't even care if I have one and my pictures of the actual item you're going to get. I'd just rather it say stock photo so that if I get new ones down the line when a return comes back, I can update the quantity and not have to worry about the photo. So this is like an absolute game changer. Most people probably won't care, but I did want to record a quick clip because for me, massive time saver. I was worried I was going to have to go through hundreds of listings and either end them and relist them completely or manually go through it and replace a bunch of my old listing formats. Now I can just do it in bulk. Under 250 CGC, same thing. I just changed CGC. And then above 250, it'll be this one here. So yeah, I wanted to come in with this clip. Very, very useful tool. Very, very happy with that. Now I can just continue going through my inventory day and listing these Battle Academy exclusives. I'll delete all the hyphens, 45, hyphen 49, and I'll re-up them to, like here's a Pikachu number 55, PSA 10s. I've got 2 of them. So I just go to the PSA 10 Pikachu, number 55. I don't even see it here. Oh, there's the PSA 9, number 55, PSA 10. So here's an example. Here's an example of 2 PSA 10 cards. Not that they're highly valuable. These I have in my inventory. Yeah, I don't even have them listed on eBay. So I'll have to take a picture of one of these, pop up a new listing for the stock photo, and go from there. Anyways, that's all I wanted to add for this clip. I'll catch you in the next clip. Going back, I am recording this on July 31st, the final clip to round out the video. It ended up taking me a fair bit longer than I would have liked to completely relist all my inventory. I was thinking it might be a day or 2. Naturally, it took about double that, 3 or 4 days. In the middle of me doing it as well, PSA opened up the $18 tier. Once I'm done recording this clip, the video will go live tomorrow. You'll be seeing this on August 1st. I'm going to round out the night getting my last 100 to 200 cards out to PSA at the $18 tier. But yeah, a couple of my findings that I mentioned I'd report back on. 1,200 cards that I pulled down. When I relisted them, it turned into about 1,150 listings, I think. Somewhere around 50 listings were just things that I delisted to crack and regrade. And then maybe 10 or 20 or so were listed, but they had sold at a prior convention or they had sold and somehow accidentally got relisted. So it was good to go through and get all the pricing updated. I've seen a lot higher sales now that I've gone through and updated pricing. Over the past year or 2, we've had substantial price decreases, and some of my cards I had to lower the prices 50, if not 80%, and now they're more in the realm of reality for what the market's currently doing. So in hindsight, I really should have done this sooner. When the prices are going up, it's not a big problem because the cards will just sell. But if the prices are going down substantially, yeah, you kind of cost yourself money. If the price goes from 1,000 to 100 and you've been at 800 the whole time, or you've been at 1,000 the whole time, you would rather sell at 700, 600, 500, 400, not waiting all the way till 100. So live and learn. I'll try to do this periodically, 6 to 12 months, every 6 to 12 months or so. I'm not going to make a video about it every time. I just thought this might be interesting to do. Um, Another thing that I noticed, there were about, as I said, 10 to 20 cards that I had listed but didn't have. I filled a shoebox, about 100 cards that were interspersed throughout my inventory, but actually weren't listed on eBay. Whether they were bought and then the person canceled and I forgot to pop them back up, whatever the case may be, it was good to go through, kind of find that inventory. I put it back into my system. I put it back into the loop for getting photographs taken so that I can get the cards listed. So yeah, good things all around doing this. Uh, Definitely worthwhile. Probably not the most interesting video I'll ever make, but hopefully fairly informative. I learned some new things looking at the new version of the eBay bulk editing tool that were very beneficial to me, saved me a lot of time. Yeah, let me know if you have any comments or questions below. It's been a few weeks since I recorded the first portion of this, and I mentioned in the first 15 minutes or so in the first clip that I will likely do a video down the line on my vault and how I store cards, where I store them. It's in a much better condition now that I've done this full inventory and reorganization. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see that video. I'll try to do that in the next few weeks. But with that, that's all I have for today. I will be going live this Wednesday, very likely, with a special guest. Stay tuned for that. Live in person, not like over a Zoom chat, not over a Discord call, live in person guest. So maybe leave your guesses below for who that's gonna be, and I'll probably do a video for Friday as well. I'm kind of getting to where I'm doing one live and one pre-recorded video a week generally, but this week it feels like it's gonna be 2 lives and 2 videos, because I'm also gonna do a video, a live on Saturday, I believe, for 1 year full-time Pokemon. So a couple things to look forward to, kind of scheduled for the week as I normally do. But yeah, as always, I appreciate you all watching, and I will catch you all later.